Well, welcome everyone to a part of the world where the game of football is so important. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building up here as we head towards kick-off. It's a bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. Notwithstanding that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good. There's a smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and the game will be underway very shortly. One glance and you know where we are. It is one of the most recognisable arenas for the beautiful game in the world, and boy does it add to the occasion. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
Well, we're on the way. Patel. Hit long and direct. And he just whacks it away. Gets up to head it! And that's caused a worry or two.
That's a little unfortunate. He had a lot of people worried then.
Stocker. Tries to dink it in. Fires it in low. It's gone a long way up and away. Goes for the cross. Barthez boots it to safety. Dost. Cattell. Xhaka. And it's Stocker. That intervention was very necessary.
There's been quite a few crosses coming in from that left-hand side. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Well, the defence have two choices: deal with the man or deal with the space.
Jefferson. What's he giving here? Well, the referee has given a free kick just outside the box.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. Goodell! Interference and very necessary. They are working very hard to get it wide now, Jim.
Yeah, I think they've decided to concentrate on working the flanks to help the production line. It's where the room is.
it's got through. That's found its target. Now can he finish? Lovely bit of skill there. Over to the left. Whipped in. Cortez knocks it away.
FC Basel have been pretty good down that left side, you know. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. FC Basel really aren't convincing right now. It has to start in defence, but the whole team needs a wake-up call.
Suchi. He's going to be pulled back for that one. Gradel. Oh, really tiny interchange. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Lazio with the short one. In for a header! Another fruitless header.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the service. They've just been very wasteful in the air.
Aimed long and direct. Now a chance to break. Just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. It's deflected over the goal line for a corner. Got rid of that. Goes for the cross. Decent looking ball. That is terrific skill. It's on a plate. Dost, now the counter. And it's Jefferson. Oh, really good feet from him. And he just whacks it away. He's had a go! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. To safety. It's a loose ball. He's looking to get there first. And that's been levered clear. Takes it out wide. Gone out. Hit into the mid. Massive leap! Goal! Sporting! A goal at a really telling moment. That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Stocker spreads it towards the left. Chance to cross here. Cortez knocks it away. Has a pop! And it's hoisted clear. Get that clear. He's got the ball glued to his feet. Can he deliver? Towering header! In for the pieces! Really well taken goal. Basel are all square. He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Oh, Peter, you can't teach that. You either have it or you don't. His anticipation is on another level to everyone else's. Superb.
And it's half-time here. Genuinely interesting game here. Very, very watchable. 2 goals, 1 each. So in they come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1. So we're into the second 45.
Sporting clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes, things really should improve.
Chance to break. Danger averted for now. They've got it back as soon as they gave it away. Jefferson. Stocker really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. Xhaka. Stocker. Plays it out to the wing. Mattia. Jefferson. That's a corner. Yes, it is. Mathieu plays it short. Pumps it into the area. Suchi boots it to safety. well read, he sorted that out. Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Basel keeping their men at arm's length here.
Yeah, I just think it's a conservative move to deny runners the opportunity of going beyond that rear guard.
Jefferson. That had to be more accurate. Nicely measured pass. He's got away. Hits one! Jefferson, played towards the front men. Went in for a slide tackle and executed it cleanly. Here it comes. He's left his man. Back in once more. Cleared without complication. Gets it, and now what? Knocks it away. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Well, it's Goodell. Drilled in low. Forward it goes. Lazio is the guilty party there. Crosses it in low. Cortez gets rid without sophistication. And that has been clubbed away. Gets good distance on it. And he's there to hoof it away. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Gets it upfield. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Stocker, ball through, needs to be good here. Shapes to shoot. Breaks on here. Out to the left it goes. Basel can make their change now with a break in play. Has got good distance on that. Dost. He spotted the run and played him through, and the shot! That's a real chance missed.
Well, maybe the tension around this game played a part in that, because he should have put them ahead then.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Gets it back. Dost. Keeper goes long.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Sporting showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
Tries to get it forward quickly. Let's put a stop to that. Pushes it out wide. Oh, that's neat. Played into the middle. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. It's got through and...
Sporting merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Played out to the right. And he heaves it forward. Basel get it back again. That's surely a foul, free kick. And it's Xhaka.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Goodell making use of the space out wide. Oh, sweet feet. Looking for space out wide. The referee's awarded a free kick. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Just whacks it away. And that's left him on the seat of his pants. He's going after it. Gets himself into trouble and he's lost it.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That'll be a throw. Time for a change in personnel.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Cut out in the nick of time. Forward it goes. There is the final whistle. So it's ended in a draw, draft and graft and everything apart from a winning goal that never came. An intriguing contest and a result which at least partly satisfies all. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Sporting certainly had some good moments, Peter. There were plenty of encouraging spells that more should have been made of.
I think we're just about out of time, so many thanks to Jim and a very good afternoon to you. warm welcome to you on this most pleasantly clear evening. As you can see, we are getting through the pre-match formalities and processes, the players coming onto the field for the usual fanfare and handshakes and so on. Conditions absolutely perfect. Temperatures are kind enough. It is an absolute picture under the floodlights here, and the match that follows ought to follow suit. We are in the port city of Porto, and this unmistakably the Estadio do Dragão. Blue, certainly the colour. PSV have opted for a 4-5-1 formation, it appears, Jim.
Well, the lone striker has to be prepared to do some of the work himself, but essentially he needs two of the three central midfielders to make runs beyond him and trust that the wide men can service the penalty box and make those link-up runs from out to in. He should get plenty of support with this setup.
There's the whistle, and here we go. Lozano. It'll be a throw-in. Away from immediate danger. Well, it did look promising to start with, but in the end they were thwarted before they could even make it into the final third. Tries to get it forward quickly. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
And it's Luc de Jong. Gets it back.
De Jong really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Aimed long and direct. Plays it out to the flank. Oh, really tiny interchange. There's no flag. It's it into the mid. Towering header! And he's there to make a great save.
De Jong simply didn't do anything wrong. He was thwarted by brilliance.
It's Folland. Look at the defender bombing forward. Clearance very necessary. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first line of stopping the opposition, and I think he's taken it to another level with his desire to get back and help everyone out.
And that's been levered clear. Ball's loose, who's getting there? Beautifully done. Oh, and he's got good distance, who's chasing?
Well, there's a lot of movement out wide now.
Yeah, you can certainly see that.
Well, I think it's a move to open the game up more, whether out wide or just getting a runner through the middle now.
Aranguiz. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Aranguiz. Aranguiz with the delivery. Knocks it away. He's got away. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. Been taken short. Crosses in a low one. And he's going to be pulled back for that one. He has shown him a yellow card. Bender. Bellarab. Forward it goes. Oh, it's fallen. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Played it short. Gorgeous control there. Clears it out of harm's way. Aranguis. It's Folland. Bellarab. Gets into some space. Has a hit! Goal! Bayer Leverkusen! And it's Bayer Leverkusen who take the lead. Well, from right in front of goal, there was no way he was going to miss.
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Yeah, this is also a chance to see what happens to their level of concentration from here.
Tries to stroke it through, receives it from behind. He's had a go! And in it goes! PSV are back on level terms. Finishing doesn't come simpler than that. Bang in front of goal.
And that's what the game is all about. Find space and finish, but we have to credit the pass to pick him out.
PSV grab the equaliser and we're all square.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then bang, you're pegged back again.
Lozano. Bellarab. Drilled in low. Lozano. Aranguis. Last Bender. Lozano. Now it's Luke de Jong. It's Luke de Jong! Oh, nearly. kick by the keeper, he's just given it straight back. Dragovic concedes a free kick for that. And the shot! Goal! PSV! And the comeback is complete!
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
PSV go into the lead.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. Last bender. Arankis. Well, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Bender not easily shrugged off the ball. Bellarabi. There's the end of the first half. PSV come roaring back in quite some style. We've got a very different game now. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
PSV head into the half-time break with a narrow lead, 2-1. And we're off again. Bellarabi. Last bender. Arankis. Bellarabi. Gets good distance on it. Made towards the front then. Bellarabi. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Managed to get it away. And it's Dragovic. He's made sure that that won't get through. Just brushed off the ball there. Arankis. Bellarabi. Brandt. Played out to the right. Nicely controlled. Goes for the cross. And he just whacks it away. Lobs it in gently. Boots it to safety. Dinks one in. Bellarabi. That's a corner kick. Played it short, he slid it through, and that has been clubbed away. And he's there to hoof it away. Yeah, He's offering an apology for that. He needed to deliver a better ball.
They're actually not getting too tight, which is interesting.
No.
It's probably cautionary. Don't dive in, try to pinch it or intercept so nobody can get in behind.
Aranguiz. Bola. Aranguiz looks to clip it forward. It's got through and... flags up.
His anticipation is good, Peter, but his timing isn't. He read the situation and then went and spoiled it.
Luke de Jong. Lozano. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Play for a throw. And it's Folland. Brandt! He's left his man. Folland shoots!
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Spot on, Peter.
Lozano. Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Bellarab plays it out to the wing. Danger averted for now. Oh, well, there's something you don't see every day. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. And the weighted pass. And that's been levered clear. Brings it forward. Luke de Jong. And out to safety. And it's been taken straight back. No complaints about that challenge. Robust but fair. And it's Bellarabi. Out to the left it goes. Has he picked him out? We can get that clear. Aranguiz, over to the left. And that's a throw. Lozano. Aranguiz. And it's Folland.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Now it's Luke de Jong, and he's onside. Chance to play it in.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
Brandt. It's got through to him. Folland. Looking for a decent ball in. Chance! By Leverkusen, get it back again. PSV are still just one up. It needs making safe, this. Dragovic. Plays it out to the wing. It's gone a long way up and away. Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something had to be done. I suppose it did need a little change.
Brandt! He's had a shot!
Bayer Leverkusen have a simple task to find something sustained now and keep the pressure on.
Gets wrestled off the ball. Dragovic. It is just a question of running down the clock now. There's a long ball. Brandt! Going for goal! Saved only by poor finishing. Luke de Jong. Lozano. 2 minutes to be added on. Tries to get it forward quickly. And it's Folland. Aimed long and direct. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And time is up. PSV winners after an absolutely outstanding game. Fabulous drama as they dragged it back from behind, made it happen and won. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
When you get free-flowing football out wide with consistent supply into the box, it brings excitement and entertainment to the proceedings. And that was a brilliant display of good wing play for me. This is a performance that hasn't just got my approval. Listen.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. very warm welcome to you on this most pleasantly clear evening. As you can see, we are getting through the pre-match formalities and processes, the players coming onto the field for the usual fanfare and handshakes and so on. Conditions absolutely perfect. Temperatures are kind enough. It is an absolute picture under the floodlights here, and the match that follows ought to follow suit. We have terrific scenes in front of us at the Estadio do Dragão, one of the biggest venues in Portugal. It appears to be a 4-4-2 formation, Jim.
I think it gets a terrible raw deal these days. It's deemed old-fashioned, outdated, but in truth, with the right personnel, it works just as well as any other system or formation. Success can still be had with it, and teams are still winning big trophies with exactly this setup.
And that gets things running. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you... That's surely a foul, free kick. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Francis. Solanke. It's a loose ball. And the weighted pass. Maximovic gets rid without sophistication. Napoli been in fine form in front of goal. They've not failed to score in any of their last 5 games. Gulam. Defence has got rid of that. And it's Insigne. Allen looks to thread it through. It's the throw. Well, what's he giving here? Well, the referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
And it's hoisted clear. Fraser. Ball's gone out of play. It's got through. It's got away. Big chance. Must be. Stop. That wasn't easy.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Koulibaly knocks it away. Solanke. Well read, he sorted that out. Lorenzo Insigne. And he's going long. And he just whacks it away. Gets it upfield. Fawzi Gulam. Kaya Hong. Oh, that's nice. Now it's Insigne. Out to the left it goes. Now it's Callejon. Razor.
Napoli have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
Klein. Looking for space out wide. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Alan puts it to safety. Bournemouth get it back again. Looks to clip it forward. And that's been levered clear. A real chance to break. And it's Gula. Begovic gets it away. Wilson. Lobs it in gently. Ulam knocks it away. Francis. Still goalless. Francis plays it forward. He's in space and looking for options. Oh, nice touch. Tries lifting it over. And it's hoisted clear. Cleared without complication. Another throw-in. Tries to stroke it through. Once again for a throw-in. And that's been levered clear. Hit into the middle. That's it! Oh, just needed a better contact.
Well, plenty of moving targets to pick out in the box. Obviously increases your chances of the ball being met like that by someone.
And it's Insigne. Allen. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Milik. Aimed long and direct. Mertens. Koulibaly positions himself well and cuts it out. Allen. Insigne. Here it comes. Lorenzo Insigne. Danger averted for now. Now it's Mertens. Hyde. Defenders on the back foot. I have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. What an adventurous run from a defender. Oh, really good feet from him. Oh, real chance! He's had a shot! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Defending, but that'll do. Oh, the ball's come loose. Had a swing, but it wasn't to be.
Listen, I'm not sure he had to go at that first time, but at least he showed some good confidence.
And he just whacks it away. And it's Fraser. And that's a throw. Played into space out wide. He's out once more. Maksimovic boots it to safety. Deftly done. And it's hoisted clear. Now a chance to break. Allen. And it's Fraser. Mertens. Ake battles to win it back. There's a long ball, and he just whacks it away. And the whistle goes for half-time. So the other team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goals. The midway point of the game.
Bournemouth ended that first half in such a strong fashion. I think we'll just have to wait and see now if they can rekindle that drive and that determination. It's been great commitment, and that has to be maintained in the second half.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Bournemouth clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes, things really should improve.
Milik. Now it's Insigne. He slid it through. Here comes another cross. And he's there to hoof it away. Milik. Maksimovic. Koulibaly. Hoists it high. Ake knocks it away. Now it's Kayahon. Wilson. Cook. Hyde. Klein. And it's Wilson. Klein looking to get on the end of this. And the ball is out of play. Zielinski. Now it's Kayahon. Now it's Insigne. Over to the left. Played back in. Kayahon. Milik spreads it towards the left. Ibe goes looking. Solanke. And he's on his way! Wilson. He's left his man. It's gone a long way up and away. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Milik looks to dink one in. Going through. Milik. Mertens has a shot! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
That's a little unfortunate. He had a lot of people worried then.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Wilson plays it out to the flank. Solanke. And the defence can get it clear. Forward it goes. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Well, needless to say, he was expecting a better ball than that. Wilson. Ulam gets good distance on it. Back to the keeper. Francis tries to get it forward quickly. That'll be a throw. It's a good throw at all, really. He's given away possession cheaply. Get that clear. Play for a throw. And it's Fraser. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team, really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Now it's Mertens, and he's shown him a clean pair of heels. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first line of stopping the opposition, and I think he's taken it to another level with his desire to get back and help everyone out.
Coaxed through there. Fraser. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And he's going to have his name taken. Well, the protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible. And it's hoisted clear. Now surely! Clearance and very necessary. Aimed long and direct, and that has been clubbed away. And it's Stanislas. Dinks one in, nicely worked.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Solanke. Just brushed off the ball there. King goes looking, right through the middle.
Bournemouth merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Now it's Callejon, played out to the right. Allen. Has gone out. So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Hoists it high. Ake knocks it away.
Napoli showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
To the keeper and try something new. Forward it goes. Callejon plays it out to the wing. Mertens. And that's been levered clear. Kept it behind for a corner kick. And it's been taken short. In with a header! Good delivery, but no joy.
Well, being able to generate that amount of activity in the box means it's hard not to pick someone out.
That is a poor kick by the keeper, being intercepted. Now it's Mertens.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Keeper's got good distance on that. Now it's King. He's got through. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. 2 minutes to be added on. Maksimovic. Zielinski. Allen.
They seem to have lost.
And there goes the final whistle. A frustrating game for attackers on either side. They hardly had a sniff. Defence is broadly in charge, and it has finished goalless. Your reflections then, Jim?
Bournemouth can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. Hello, good afternoon to one and all. Like you, we are very much ready to go here and looking forward to a game that has been the topic for universal conversation in this part of the world for much of the last few days. It's dry at the moment, but the forecasters have warned us of impending rain. There's no certainty about that, but when it does come, it shouldn't affect the dynamics of a match which has so much riding on it. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. The lineup we have suggests it's going to be a 4-5-1 formation, Jim.
Well, most teams that use this system, Peter, will work it in a way where, yes, they'll have a 4-5-1 shape off the ball and ideally a 4-3-3 shape on it. We often see that 4-1-4-1 shape too, and that has an obvious flexibility about it. It's a popular managerial selection because of that. It's just extremely flexible with all the numbers I've mentioned.
So we're up and running. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
I would think Son Heung-min, the South Korean. He can play anywhere in attack, but ideally his most success seems to be...
Shoots! It's Brute, and a second time! Eriksson trying to get there. Looking for a decent ball in. Son Heung-min tries to get it forward quickly. Eriksson looking for space out wide. Winks, and help's available out wide, and it's hoisted clear. At.Nacional haven't lost any of their last 5 home games. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
No foul, says the referee. Aurier cuts it out. Gets it upfield. He's on his way. It's gone a long way up and away. Hit into the middle, has a swing at it! Saved only by poor finishing.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to.
Oh, good interception.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
And it's Kane. Well weighted. Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
It's come loose. Third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. Now it's Son. Can he score? It's in! The breakaway clinical and clean, and the finish unerring.
Quick, decisive and unerring, a textbook example of how to turn defence into counter-attack. That'll do for me every time.
So we have our breakthrough.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Forward it goes. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you'll have to practice a little more patience before deciding to run. It can make all the difference.
Dyer. Eriksson. He's made sure that that won't get through. Sanchez. Son Heung-min looking to get on the end of this. Oh, that is lovely footwork. Puts it into the area. Great leap! Oh, just couldn't turn it in.
Now that was a slick move, and there were several options in the box to pick out.
Now he's wondering who wants it. It's deflected over the goal line for a corner. Shot! Try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Kane. Back into the middle. Kane! Oh, the ball's come loose. Chip through, and he just whacks it away. Over to the left. Whipped in. Dyer boots it to safety. The defence can get it clear. Son Heung-min. He's through the middle. Now it's Son Heung-min. Just big chance! And he's there to make a great save.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Eriksson plays it short. Knocks it away. Throw in. Knocks it in gently. This is promising. Gets good distance on it. And it's Wanyama. And he's cut it out. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? Going to throw in. Winks. Aurier. At.Nacional are still behind as we reach out for half-time. And a shot! Pushes it out wide. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. More than happy to take the muscular approach. Here it comes. gone out. Out again for a throw-in. Crosses it in low. Shoots! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, that's why we all say indecision is fatal.
Winks. Son Heung-min. That's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Ali. Kicks it out wide. And Eriksson! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
The referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. More than decent game up to now.
Not the most convincing of displays. They could certainly do much better than this. They'll want to keep things simple, build up their confidence, and not rush into mistakes.
Second half gets underway.
At.Nacional need to get the balance right to sort this out. Ambition must be complemented by just the right amount of caution. I think the more experienced player.
At.Nacional and a free kick. Well played, he saw that coming. And it's Kane. Lovely bit of skill there. And it's got through. Aimed long and direct. Plays it out to the flank. Danny Rose does well to read it and intercepts. Sanchez goes looking. Winks. Aurier. That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee. Danger averted for now. Rose. He's looked long this time. Now it's Ali. Ali. Delivery from Rose. Hence has got rid of that. And that has put paid to that. Son Heung-min! Done very well to get to that.
Son Heung-min is very sporting here to acknowledge the quality of the save. A lovely little footballing moment.
Played into space out wide. He's got the ball glued to his feet. Turns and goes back. Goes long. Can he finish? That really should have hit the net.
All he'll be thinking is, please, ground, swallow me up.
Heung-min. Dele Alli. Well positioned to make that interception.
They're actually not getting too tight, which is interesting.
No.
It's probably cautionary. Don't dive in, try to pinch it or intercept so nobody can get in behind.
Another throw. There's the delivery. And that's been levered clear.
At.Nacional showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Well, Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
Clearance and very necessary. It's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. Aimed long and direct. Crosses in a low one. Cleared without complication. Hoists it high. Fires it in low. And that has been clubbed away. Dinks one in. And it's hoisted clear. Son Heung-min has made his mark on this game. Forward it goes. And they're not going to make any further progress now. And the through ball is intercepted. And the counter is on. Oh, good ball. Eriksson looking to get on the end of this. Boots it to safety. Tries lifting it over. And it's hoisted clear.
At.Nacional are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted.
And he's made certain that won't get through.
Tottenham are clearly looking to kill this game off. It's keeping the ball away from the other end too.
Tries to get it forward quickly.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
He's gone for it! That is wayward.
At.Nacional are looking quite mean on the counter, and combating that requires even more meanness.
Changes on both sides, actually. So we have a double substitution going on here. Son Heung-min. There's the through ball. Lucas Moura. Kane with a shot! Oh, and that should have been two.
Oh, and a real chance to pile on the pressure, and he'll be desperate to get another.
Ball's come loose, and the chase is on.
At.Nacional are actually...
That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Spreads it towards the left. They back it. Striding forward, facing goal. Timing intervention.
I think it's time for them to concentrate on closing this one out.
Needed to be better there. That's a wasted chance.
At.Nacional have a simple task to find something sustained now and keep the pressure on.
Davis, is it in? It's in! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike.
And how about the timing of the pass and run? They've worked it before and no doubt they'll work it again.
The manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that favour.
Well, the instruction from the manager would have been, go on and make yourself a nuisance and see if you can snatch a goal. Mission accomplished.
Tottenham could not have picked a better time to snatch a two-goal lead. Is there still time for a response? Floats one over. Kane gets it away. And that is that. Well, that is truly disappointing. It is a results business, and this result is worth nothing. Your final thoughts, Jim?
At.Nacional simply forgot to turn up with an attack, Peter, and that lack of cutting edge could possibly turn into something more serious for them.
It remains for me to thank Jim Beglin for joining us, and to wish you a very good day. Welcome everyone to a part of the world where the game of football is so important. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building up here as we head towards kick-off. It's a bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. Notwithstanding that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good. It's a smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and the game will be underway very shortly. Of course, the tifosi of Lazio have always been known for their extraordinary passion, something which is so very evident here today. Jim, how do you interpret this formation?
Well, I can only suppose that the plan is to play on the counter-attack, Peter, to lure the opposition up the field and look to spring a surprise. There isn't much point in keeping your wing-backs deep if up against only one striker. So deception would appear to be the theme with this system, and I think they've got a good chance of making it work as long as everybody is committed on the counter.
So it's down to business here. Hit it out wide, but the less said about that pass, the better. Immobile. Jagoyev. CSKA Moscow are struggling horribly. 5 consecutive defeats. And the weighted pass. He's made sure that that won't get through. Serbi. Lucas. Jagoyev. Played out to the right. Cuts it out. Parolo. Savic. Correa. And it's Parolo. Parolo. And he just whacks it away. Parolo hoists it high, aimed in towards the centre. Neither of the teams has yet taken the initiative. Oh, great ball! Correa. Savic. Correa. Lucas. Now it's Immobile. Chip through. Correa. Akinfeev deals with it effortlessly. Jagoyev. Forward it goes. Still goalless. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. That intervention was very necessary. Tries to get it forward quickly. Savic, good challenge, he just stood firm. Defenders on the back foot. Lucas. Acerbi, aimed long and direct, out towards the flank. Ball's out on the left now. Correa. And that's been levered clear. Throw in. Intercepts the throw, it's well read. Acerbi. Lucas. It's Immobile. Out to the left it goes. Now it's Immobile. Well read, he sorted that out. Akinfeev sends that a long way. That's surely a foul, free kick. Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
And it's hoisted clear. Chance! Immobile. Savic. Immobile. He's in space and looking for options. Akinfeev gets it upfield. Still waiting for the first goal. Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. And it's Immobile. Savic. Tries to get it forward quickly. Immobile, he's got away. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Correa, out wide to the right. Breaks on here. Vlasic. Parolo knocks it away. Savic. He's got the ball, he's got the space. And that's been levered clear. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goalless. So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. And we're off again.
At least there's always a plus side to a scoreless half. Defences are doing what they should, and it's going to take good imagination to break the deadlock here.
And he's on a charge. Fires it in low. Danger averted for now. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Tries to dink it in. So who's he picking out? been taken short. He's had a shot! Oh, that probably deserved better.
Now that was a slick move, and there were several options in the box to pick out.
Gets it back. Forward it goes. Looking to shoot! That is wayward.
All he'll be thinking is, please, ground, swallow me up.
It's Jagoev. Plays it out to the wing. Swept in. Can he dig out? Shakes to shoot! He's managed to get himself offside.
Yeah, he was off. Ever so slightly, but he was off.
Immobile, Lucas. Done very well to intervene. Keeper's got good distance on that. Abel Hernandez, he's left his man. Correa. Has been fouled there.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. He's gone for it! Oh, the ball's come loose! And that has been clubbed away. And it's Immobile. Could try cutting inside here. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Bassi boots it to safety. And the shot! Defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Vlasic. Oh, good interception. Looking to break out here. Savic. Correa pushes it out wide. Parolo. Oh, that's neat. Parolo plays it in. And he just whacks it away.
Lazio are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Could move up a gear here. And it's got through. And he's onside. Going through. It's got through. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Keeper goes long. Lulic plays on a charge down the left. It's the throw. Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Lulic. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Jagoyev. Has he found his man? And he heaves it forward. Goes out once more. CSKA Moscow, their final change. Lulic. Lucas hits that long. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Savic. Plenty of action at either end, just nothing to show for it.
Yes, and it's been far from uneventful. We've had a healthy amount of attempts at goal from both teams, and with this kind of ambition, we may not have to wait too long. Lazio merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Keeper's got good distance on that. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Now it's Lulic. Lulic. Now it's Immobile. Towering header! No, he couldn't get the direction he needed.
Well, being able to generate that amount of activity in the box means it's hard not to pick someone out.
And it's Jagoyev. Deftly done. And he just whacks it away.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Now it's Parolo. Floats one over. It away.
CSKA Moscow showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
He'll have a dip! Yes, he's done it! And that's got to be it! That has got to be it!
Oh, look, it's always great to see a solo effort with a goal. It's the ideal combination of pace and control.
Lazio take what looks to be a decisive lead.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.
Now it's Hernandez. That's a throw. Hernandez. Lazio need to hold on for a few more moments. No way through there. Lazio have chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Vlasic. Now the cross. Boots it to safety. Now a chance to break. Savic. Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. Abel Hernandez. Shoots! He's done very well to get to that.
Abel Hernandez sparked a tremendous stop there, and I think it's fair to add, he just wasn't expecting it.
Oh, smart save. Crosses it in low. Good clearance and very necessary. And that's been lever clear. Takes a big chance! And that is it. The equaliser just wouldn't come. It is over. Lazio hold on. It's a narrow squeak, bit of luck, some judgment. 1-0 the score at the final whistle. Lazio leave it late, but in the end, it was great.
Well, this looked like it had a draw written all over it, Peter, so credit where it's due. They found a way to win it, and they can take great satisfaction from never losing that focus.
I think we're just about out of time, so many thanks to Jim, and a very good afternoon to you. Well, good evening to you and welcome on this most perfect evening for a game of football. Conditions are absolutely splendid and the folk of this town have come out in their droves for this match. Why wouldn't they? It is an ideal circumstance for what could be an ideal game. Everybody has been attracted to it. It has been the talk of the town, and the buses have been packed, double-decker buses lining up outside. Coaches have carried thousands of away supporters here too, and all of it adds up to make a terrific, a crackling atmosphere. The match, I think, will be quite a spectacle. We have terrific scenes in front of us at the Estadio do Dragão, one of the biggest venues in Portugal. So off we go then. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, a man with incredible energy levels, David Alaba, always advancing, but he's diligent in his passing and crosses with care. He can also smack an effort to goal with that left foot. And he's very solid in his defensive work too. So yeah, have a look out for him.
Yeah, the scourge of so many strikers. Forward it goes. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Back to the keeper and go again. Keeper goes long. He's made sure that that won't get through. Get a throw in. And it's got through. Can he finish? And the ball's come out. It's missed, but not by that far. Been levered clear. Munich are the league's top scorers. Monchengladbach have a free kick. Ducouré. Inter plays it forward. Monchengladbach have been in fine form in front of goal. He's not failed to... Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. Monchengladbach presented with a golden opportunity here. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking.
Neuer had too much room. It was one of those instances when desperate measures were called for, and it was a reckless lunge.
Sensational save! Gets up to head it! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Well, there's a lot of movement out wide now.
Yeah, you can certainly see that.
Well, I think it's a move to open the game up more, whether out wide or just getting a runner through the middle now.
Aimed long and direct. Alaba tries to get it forward quickly. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Shoots! Boots it to safety. Now the counter. Got a throw in. free kick's been given. Sent him sprawling. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Tries lifting it over, and he just whacks it away. That's a throw. Just brushed off the ball. Big chance! Got rid of that. It's a good foot in there.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. He's through. Thiago will try cutting inside here. Up to meet it! Knocks it away. A chance to play it in. Back in once more. Muller! Saved only by poor finishing.
Oh, I'm not sure what he had in mind, and I don't think he knew either.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Aimed long and direct. He's certainly caught him there, it's a free kick. Defending, but that'll do. Ginter. Rodriguez battles to win it back. Javi Martinez. He could have been in, just needed a better final ball.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Dinks one in. Here it comes. And he's there to hoof it away. Oh, good interception. Alaba. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. And the counter is on.
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Yeah, this is also a chance to see what happens to their level of concentration from here.
Alaba goes looking. Goes for goal! Forward it goes. Gets it back. Kimmich. Jerome Boateng. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Now it's Lewandowski. Kramer. Monchengladbach are leading with half-time drawing close. Jerome Boateng tries to get it forward quickly. Mats Hummels. Thiago is the guilty party there. And he's there to cut it out. There really wasn't very much in that, not far away from being a telling final ball.
Monchengladbach just had to make the ball stick, but came up short.
Now it's Lewandowski. It's well blocked, and back out it comes. Thiago gets it back. Has he picked him out? He's got away. And he's away. He's gone for it! Javi Martinez. Aimed long and direct. Played into space out wide. Has a hit! A really close shave, and the last action of the first half. Monchengladbach glad to have a one-goal lead at this point, but you have to say things could have been very different. How would you review the first half?
Monchengladbach clearly are benefiting from their homework. They've dealt with anything that's been thrown at them and have been smart on the break.
Monchengladbach leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now. We get some free-flowing football.
He goes long. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a good spot and a good call.
Monchengladbach have it back and they can go again. In the end they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Mats Hummels plays it forward. Forward it goes. Good run down the left. What can they make of it? Massive leap! And it's been taken straight back. Kimmich hoists it high. And it's hoisted clear. Boots it to safety. Alaba. Now it's Muller! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Played it short. And now the finish! Tries to get it forward quickly. Boateng positions himself well and cuts it out. Ribery. Alaba. Tries to stroke it through. Knocks it away. The assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
I thought he might just get the benefit of any doubt then.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent. And it's Lewandowski. Decore. Forward it goes. Lobs it in gently. Oh, that's clever. Goes down, but nothing given. Now it's Lewandowski. Thiago. Now it's Lewandowski.
Lewandowski really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Boateng does well to read it and intercepts. Neuer gets it upfield.
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
Well, this isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
And it's Alaba. Can he deliver? Oh, sweet feet. Aimed in towards the centre. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. There's going to be a change now with the ball out of play. Managed to get it away. Kimmich goes long. Bullock is flagged offside.
Yeah, you'll have to practice a little more patience before deciding to run. It can make all the difference.
Keeper's got good distance on that. Throw it. Javi Martinez. So Jim, what are you thinking?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their...
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. That's been levered clear. Alaba plays a clever pass. The referee has given a corner. And a shot! Oh, poor contact, nothing on the shot.
That was good defensive pressure to give him less manoeuvring room.
Well, that's where he wants it. Boateng cuts it out. Alaba. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Gets into the right position to intercept. Jerome Boateng. Back into the middle.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Javi Martinez pushes it out wide. Lewandowski spreads it towards the left. Looks to thread it through. And it's hoisted clear. Munich, their final change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Goretzka, he slid it, meets it first time! So close to drawing level.
Lewandowski is looking pretty upset with himself. It should have been a leveller.
Monchengladbach chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Floats one over. Hummels gets good distance on it. And it's Ginter. Ginter goes up and over. Boateng knocks it away. Towering header! Oh, and that should have been two.
Well, he's definitely kept the side in the game then. That's really good positioning. They could have doubled their lead there.
With a delicate ball. It's got through to him. Muller goes wandering offside.
He may have been caught offside, but, well, Peter, from experience, defenders, I can tell you, hate those runs in behind.
Keeper goes long. Alaba does well there, alert. Now it's Lewandowski.
Munich are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
No foul, says the referee. No way through there.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue the situation, and it needs to be any time now, really.
Aimed long and direct.
Monchengladbach certainly don't need to overcommit now. Their priority lies further back.
Javi Martinez. Alaba. Going full tilt down the left. Well read, he sorted that out.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box. If it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Brushed off the ball there. Played out to the right. Tries to get it forward quickly. James Rodriguez. Lewandowski plays it out to the flank. Monchengladbach minutes away from a notable win. Looking for space out wide. Oh, that's neat. Has a hit! Close, but time for no more. The whistle has gone. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal.
Well, that was a hard-fought win with a defensive masterclass. They backed up their goal with a resilience that was first class.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, hello and welcome to what amounts to football heaven. It doesn't get a whole lot better than this. The conditions are utopian. The sky is blue and the players are with us for a football match so widely and keenly anticipated. Truly, this is pristine, and the level of expectation and excitement is reflected in the smiling faces of the crowd. They know it means so much, and they also experience between them a great sense of privilege at being able to attend this most special of games. are in the port city of Porto, and this unmistakably the Estadio do Dragão. Blue, certainly the colour. There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Claudio Marchisio, I think, is one to single out. He has all the tools for a complete midfielder, but his greatest appetite is for the opposition's penalty box, and if there's any doubt, he'll just bust a gut to get forward, and he's always willing to take a risk.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. Defending was physical, no nonsense, and it had to be. Ivanovic does well to read it and intercepts. Kokorin can shoot here, goes for goal! Really smart interplay.
Kokorin quickly pounced onto that. It was very nicely worked.
Oh, smart save. Defence has got rid of that. And that's a foul. Simple decision for the referee. Forward it goes. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Over to the left, gets it back. RZ seem happy to let their strikers roam out wide.
I wouldn't want that.
No?
No, well, my worry is that their main threat is being shifted out of contention.
Can he put it away? That really should have hit the net.
Well, Peter, I would say it was worth a try.
Plays it out to the flank. Just brushed off the ball there. He slid it, he's gone for it!
Oh, it's die-hard defence and the willingness to put his body on the line. Very impressive.
Gets it upfield. A buccaneering run from the defender. Oh, just needed a better contact.
Now that was a slick move, and there were several options in the box to pick out.
Tries to get it forward quickly. And that's been levered clear. Marchisio. Plenty of endeavour from either side. Not much of it in the vicinity of either goal.
Well, they could have had a bit...
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Can he score? Oh, that is an awful miss.
All he'll be thinking is, please, ground, swallow me up.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Aimed low and direct. It's put paid to a promising move. Marchisio battles to win it back. Granovita. Kokorin. Kokorin. He's left his man. Big chance! Goal! Zenit St. Petersburg! And Zenit St. Petersburg take the lead. A pretty simple finish in the end. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, and teamwork was key to that. A beautiful piece of engineering to set him free in the box.
Zenit St. Petersburg take the lead, landing the first significant blow in what is certainly a significant contest.
Oh look, this is just what the fans wanted, and now that they're celebrating the opener, I think they'll want to see their team make all the running from here.
Granovita. Hardly anything between the sides, and it's 1-0. Looks to bypass the midfield. And he just whacks it away. And it's got through. Oh, good ball. Oh, surely! Ivanovic did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the further he went, the more attention he attracted. There was just way too much pressure for him to get the shot away.
Looks to thread it through. Plays it out to the wing. And the weighted pass. Here it comes. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Kokorin. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Good clearance and very necessary. Cuts it out. Meyer. Forward it goes. Looking for space out wide. And he's onside. Tries to get it forward quickly. Half-time, so there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
Well, they showed glimpses of some wonderful football to groom with the lead at half-time, and that's definitely pleased the fans. I think they'll be looking to keep this intensity up now in the second half.
Zenit St. Petersburg head for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead. Second half gets underway.
Zenit St. Petersburg carrying a one-goal lead. Played into space out wide.
Cochrane, defenders on the back foot. Going through. Goes down, but nothing given. Forward it goes. And it's Cochrane. He'll have a go. Great ball to play him in, but he will be gutted to miss that.
It didn't quite come off on this occasion, but it only needs a gentle tweak.
He's got away.
Attempts to play it through.
Going through. It was all about the quality of the delivery, and they come away with nothing. Gets into a dangerous position. Could move up a gear here. Out to the left it goes. Cross deflected behind for a corner. He's gone for it! Rising over the bar. A poor kick by the keeper, being intercepted. Space to get it forward quickly. Knocks it away.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
He's got options out wide. And through to the goalkeeper. Oh, good interception. Looks to clip it forward. And that's been levered clear. Shapes to shoot. They've scored! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, what a convincing response to going behind. They've got all the momentum now.
Pushes it out wide.
This defence just doesn't trust itself to play a higher line.
Frightened of people getting in behind.
Yeah, absolutely. It just opens up the opportunity of not only strikers getting behind, but the runners from midfield too.
And he heaves it forward. And the counter is on. Gets wrestled off the ball. That's sprayed out wide. Zhirkov tries lifting it over. Here's a corner. Zenit St. Petersburg can make their change now with a break in play. Massive leap!
Try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
That's a little unfortunate. He had a lot of people worried then.
Who saw this coming? So close to victory, and it has got away.
That'll go straight through to the keeper.
Now it's Zhirkov. He's left his man. Timely intervention. The defence can get it clear. AZ are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. AZ opting to make a double change here. Went in for a slide tackle and executed it cleanly. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Been one straight back. That's pretty clear, it is a foul. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. He's gone direct.
Done very well to get to that.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Aimed long and direct. Kokorin. Ball's come loose and the chase is on.
Zenit St. Petersburg showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
Oh, should have put that away.
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
Zenit St. Petersburg making consecutive changes here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Here it comes.
AZ merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
He's made sure that that won't get through.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Looks to dink one in, and he's made certain that won't get through. So not long left in this now. Zenit St. Petersburg are finally poised to break their losing. Hits one! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it. Juba. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Kissio battles to win it back. Looking for space out wide.
Look, this could still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
Goes direct to the front line.
Zenit St. Petersburg merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Out wide to the right. Kokorin. Knocks it away. And that's a throw. It's Kranovita. Looking to break out here. Aimed long and direct. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. And the referee brings it to a close. Passion and panache and perseverance, and in the end, parity. A really good game to watch. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line here. Perhaps one team might be happier, but at the final reckoning, it's honours even and no complaints.
So we've reached the end of our coverage for today. Many thanks to Jim Beglin alongside me, and we'll both see you next time. Well, good day to you wherever you are. You join us on a day where the weather just may have an impact on a football match that has been much anticipated. It's dry at the moment, but the forecast is that it will be wet, perhaps very wet by the time the game is underway, and certainly by the time of the second half. The crowd, though, are here, and they are in good form. There's a right old cacophony going on. The atmosphere's terrific, and kick-off is moments away. The Emirates Stadium in all its glorious modernity, this symbol of new Arsenal, the Arsenal of the 21st century. It is our understanding that they've gone with a 4-5-1.
Well, most teams that use this system, Peter, will work it in a way where, yes, they'll have a 4-5-1 shape off the ball and ideally a 4-3-3 shape on it. We often see that 4-1-4-1 shape too, and that has an obvious flexibility about it. It's a popular managerial selection because of that. It's just extremely flexible with all the numbers I've mentioned.
So it's away we go then. Mkhitaryan. Hector Bellerin. West Bromwich are very much in free-scoring form of late. Goals in each of their last 5 games. Johansson. West Bromwich have statistically the worst defence in the league. Johansson. Dawson. Gale. Out wide to the right. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first.
The referee's awarded a free kick. He just whacks it away. And it's Ozil, and that's sprayed out wide. Aubameyang. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Just, it seems, but just is enough.
Hegazi. Phillips. Ramsey. Now it's Aubameyang. Sticks in a foot to win it back. And that's a foul. Free kick's been given. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Good, strong hand by the keeper. That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Oh, smart save. Managed to get it away. Dawson. Johansson. Keeper's got good distance on that. Gale. He's off on a marauding run. Phillips. Socrates does well there, alert. Well positioned to make that interception. Barkley. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game. Gale! Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Ramsey. Morrison tries to stroke it through. It's out for a goal kick. And it's Mkhitaryan. Played out to the right. Throw it. Mesut Ozil. Danger averted for now. Johansson. Gale. Going through. Gets wrestled off the ball. Johansson. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. Gale. Still goalless at the moment. Just brushed off the ball there. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Johansson shoots! Well, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Mesut Ozil. Granit Xhaka. Now it's Aubameyang. Over to the left. Now can he finish? It's got through. He's had a shot! Goal!
Arsenal are certainly a team that knows how to play their football as stylishly as you'll see. Tiki-taka at its very best, and they back it up with goals.
Arsenal break the deadlock.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
Morrison. Hardly anything between the sides, and it's 1-0. Hegazi. Forward it goes. Granit Xhaka. Ramsey. Mkhitaryan. Tries to get it forward quickly. Oh, that's neat. Now it's Aubameyang. Livermore spreads it towards the left, and the counter is on. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Granit Xhaka. Hector Bellerin. It's Aubameyang. Going for goal! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, Peter, he clearly felt he was being invited to shoot, and it wasn't the worst decision he could have made.
Now it's Aubameyang. Ramsey. Mesut Ozil. Great strength, too strong for his opponent.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning.
He'll hit it! That comes as a mighty relief. Dawson picks it up from the goal kick. Morrison plays it forward. Papastathopoulos. Arsenal are ahead here. It has been a good half for them. Aimed long and direct. Now it's Aubameyang. Cleared without complication. Arsenal get it back again. Monreal. Papastathopoulos. Mesut. Phillips did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. That intervention was very necessary. Slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
He's left his man. Good clearance and very necessary. Defending was physical, no nonsense, and it had to be. There's no flag. Check and pick that up. Monreal goes looking. And the whistle has gone for a reckless challenge there. And that's going to be a booking. Got rid of that. Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? There's the whistle for half-time. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, that certainly pleased the fans, and the players are definitely happy with that scoreline. The question is now, can they protect it?
Arsenal head into the dressing room pleased with the thought that they have that all-important lead. Analysis to come during the break. And we're underway again. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Morrison. Montero. Throw in. Hegazi. Johansson. Dawson. Morrison. Hegazi. Montero. Morrison. Livermore. Montero. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. Deftly done. And it's got through. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And it's Livermore. Morrison. Montero. Towering header! Mesut. Ramsey. Mesut. Monreal. Mesut. Ramsey. Morrison gets it back. Aubameyang.
Aubameyang really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Now it's Ramsey. And he's there to hoof it away. He'll have a dip! Oh, just fizzes past the post.
Look, I'm sure he'll deny it, Peter, but the keeper didn't have that covered.
poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away, and it's Ramsey. Now it's Aubameyang. Ramsey. Referee has just said play on. Granit Xhaka. Mesut Ozil. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside.
He may have been caught offside, but, well, Peter, from experience, defenders, I can tell you, hate those runs in behind.
Dawson. Aimed long and direct. Koscielny with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Socrates gets it away. And it's Livermore. Can he finish? And he's got good distance. Who's chasing? Morrison. Jay Rodriguez. Jake Livermore plays it out to the wing.
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
Well, this isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
Morrison. Forward it goes. Now, can he capitalise? Up to meet it! But surely this time, goal! They have come roaring back! Czech did well the first time, nothing he could do about the follow-up.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great poaching positions. How quick-minded was that?
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, what a convincing response to going behind. They've got all the momentum now.
Ramsey can't get the better of his opposite number. Xhaka plays it forward. That'll be a throw. And it's Xhaka. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Ozil is flagged offside.
Look, he just has to read the situation quicker if he hopes to conquer that.
Hegazi. Livermore. Dawson tries to get it forward quickly. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. He's got away. Lovely feet. Morrison. Montero. Johansson. Livermore. Arsenal haven't made a substitution yet. Phillips. Half an hour gone in the second half.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Morrison. Now it's Jay Rodriguez. And it's Rodriguez. Montero. Here it comes. Lovely bit of skill. Ball swung in.
West Bromwich merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Phillips. Gale. Jake Livermore pushes it out wide.
West Bromwich showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now. I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy. West Bromwich have anticipated an aerial bombardment.
Just looks like mass defence.
Yeah, it's a case of needs must at certain times, Peter, and they have to respond to what's being asked of them.
Check and hoist it clear. Montero with a delicate ball.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Tries to dink it in. Barkley roots it to safety.
Arsenal showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
And it's Johansson. Gale. Going through. Gale. Room for a shot.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And he has been fouled there. Maitland-Niles. Mesut Ozil. Looking to win it with time against them. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Ball's loose, who's getting there? Dawson goes looking. Robson Kanu. Done very well to intervene. Keeper goes long. And there goes the final whistle. Well, a game that had everything except a winner. Really watchable and honours even. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Arsenal can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.
So there it is, ladies